Okay, for those interested to buy the reference book, so I will share the form to the class rep and hopefully you can fill up the form. Then you can make the payment to Puan Nick. I also will share the account number, Puan Nick account number. You can pay the payment for the books directly to her. Okay, then she will post directly. If you put your address, your home address, she will post to your home address. And if you are in the campus, so Puan Nick will pass the book to me and I will distribute the books to you all. Okay, hopefully we can settle it within this week or next week. Since you are still did not get the reference book yet, so I will share the slide or the screen. And if you already buy the reference book from your senior or you buy from online platform, okay, so it's also okay, no problem. You can use that. Okay, because the reference book is not compulsory to buy. Okay, this is optional. But if you think that this is uh, can benefit you to for your study, for your exam, and for your future uh, daily life, so you can buy, no problem. Okay. The price is 35 ringgit if you stay in campus and 45 ringgit if you want to post to your home address. All right, let's go to the slide. Okay, as based on our scheme of work or study plan, okay, chapter 1 is the theory subjects, theory syllabus. Okay, contents is like I say before, for this subject, financial analysis, 90% is calculation, only 10% is theory. So chapter 1 will be the theory parts. Okay, so you will know about the finance, what is the roles of financial manager, okay, what are the consists of area of the finance, why profit maximization is preferred. Okay, this one. Sorry, why maximization of shareholder wealth is preferred over profit maximization. Okay, why they choose the shareholder wealth, okay, compared to profit maximization. So you will know what are the elements, factor on that. And then you will know about the certain information, for example, money market and capital market, okay, primary market and secondary market, and the advantage of the financial institution to the financial market. Okay, let's go one by one. Okay, first of all, the words finance. What you understand about the words finance? Okay, let's say after graduate from your diploma in banking, you want to study, continue your degree level, you take the degree in finance. So what the word finance mean to you all? If anyone want to try? Apa yang you all faham? You all understand the meaning of finance before we go further on the financial management. Come on, want to try?
Sir, kalau masuk di manage money, okey ke?
Management money. Yeah, okay. Management money. You mean management money? Manage the money? Siapa cakap tadi? Sekejap.
Sir tanya apa tadi, sir?
Oh, okay. I ask you all what you know about finance, the word finance. Apa yang you all faham? You all understand on the words finance. Anyone want to try? I ingat you cakap tadi money management or manage the money. That's one of the element of finance lah. Okay, you manage your own money, your own financial resources to increase the value. Okay, so that's the words finance mean lah kalau ikut dalam dari segi sekejap dari segi definition dia, finance is a broad term that describe activities. Okay, activities associated with the banking, leverage or debt, credit, capital market, money and investment. Okay, so finance represent money management. Okay, and the process of acquiring needed funds. Finance also encompass the oversight, creation and study of money, banking, credit, investment, asset and derivatives that make up financial system. Okay, so we use all of the institution in our surrounding to increase the value of money. Okay, in the perspective of company or businesses, so all of the assets, all of the liabilities, the capital that they have, so how they want to generate more profit, more return to their company. Okay, so that's a little bit introduction on the finance. Okay, so let's go to the introduction to financial management. Okay, in finance there are three main areas. Okay, so if you can see in this apa kita panggil ni macam corn ni kan, pun basket lah. Okay, so there are three main areas in finance. First is managerial finance. Okay, managerial finance is the calculation activity, the analysis part, assessment, like our subject financial analysis, we do the calculation, we do the investigation, analysis, assessment, calculations, so on. At the end of the day, we want to make a decision. So that is managerial finance, based on the resources, based on the capital, asset or liabilities that the company own. Okay, and then the financial market is the institution, the surrounding. We have our government. Okay, from our government, below that we have a Ministry of Finance, which is they implement, they issue the guidelines, policy, procedure for all of the financial institution, for all of the populations to comply. Okay, ada for example financial institution, we have Bank Negara Malaysia. Okay, we have all of the commercial banks, Islamic bank. All of that activities, they need to comply with all the guidelines and procedure implemented by our government. Okay, besides that, under financial market, okay, if you go broad, okay, outside the Malaysia, so we have IMF, International Monetary Fund, and then we also have a Bursa Malaysia. If we markets overseas, we have Dow Jones. Okay, in Japan we have Nikkei. So that's one of the example also, which include under financial markets. Okay, when we talk about finance, we want to grow our money. Okay, to increase the value. So one of it is investment. Okay, so this is the third area of finance. Investment can be short-term or long-term investment. If we say short-term investment, it can give a return in a short time period, and for the long-term period, it give the periods is more than 3 years and above. Okay, so for example of short-term investment, ASB unit trust. Okay, so some of the unit trust you can grow your value within a day. Okay, some of the unit trust, for example ASB, Amanah Sami Putra, you can get your dividend by yearly basis and so on. For the long-term investment, for example is properties. Okay, let's say you buy a house today, 2022 years, tahun 2022. Okay, let's say 5 years after after this, let's say 2027, you plan to sell or sold your house. Okay, the value will be increased. Okay, depends on the location, depends on the strategic development on that area. Okay, some of the properties the value going down because of what? Because of the location. The location is in the flooded area. Okay, for example macam last year kan, end of last year, dekat Taman Seri Muda Shah Alam, so banjir, so all of the value of that property going down. Same goes to the area which have a criminal criminal area. Okay, for example, kawasan-kawasan black area kan, so the property value will be going down. Okay, but for this one, the area of finance, the one that we want to capture under financial management is we want to manage our own resources, our own assets, liabilities, capital, money, our employees and so on, because we want to increase the value, okay, in terms of the production, productivity, the product that we produce is very quality, and then in terms of the decision that the company make, okay, invest to company A or invest to company B, which can give a high value to that their own ataupun their original value. Okay, so that's the meaning of finance. And financial management is the process how we want to manage that resources to increase that value. Okay, here is the listed of the definition of financial management. Okay, so this one they took from various author. Okay, of course this take from a journal lah. If we say journal, there must be an author and a years. Okay, so you can read after this. Okay, just take a look on the SN Maheswari 2014. Okay, the definition: financial management is concerned with raising financial resources and their effective utilization towards achieving the organizational goals. Okay, so they manage the activities, the process, the daily transaction, okay, based on their own resources, assets, and so on, fully utilize the optimal capacity on that resources towards achieving the organizational goal. So what means by the organizational goals? Okay, most of the business or most of the company, they uh, set up their business or they set up their company in order to get a profit. So that's one of the main objective of their business. Okay, they want to get a profit. They want to uh, expand their business from the small one to the bigger one. So that's the priority of their business. Okay, so in order to get that goal, to achieve that goal, so they need to effective manage their financial resources. Okay, so that's the definition of financial management. Okay, the rest you can read. You can read from the author listed here, and they some statement is a very different words lah they use, but at the end of the day, the conclusion is same. Okay, they want to use their own financial resources to increase the value. At the end of the day, they want to meet their own objective, their business objective. Okay. Okay, besides getting the profit, one of the goals of an organization is to maximize the shareholder wealth. Okay, when we talk about small and medium enterprise or small and medium businesses, most of the capital come from their own money. Okay, from their own money, from their savings, from their parents, from their siblings. Okay, some of them from their friends. Okay, contribute a little bit to the percentage of their capital. Okay, in order to run their business. Okay, that's for small and medium company. Okay, once we talk about a bigger company, like the listed company in Bursa Malaysia, okay, the government linked company that are in our economy right now. Okay, most of that company, their capital come from the shareholders. Okay, once the company have their management team plan that they want to produce some product or they want to do some businesses, so they will come up with uh, initial public offering prospectus. Okay, so that's their how they want to attract the shareholders to invest to their company. From that IPO, initial public offering, so they will explain about what is the company want to do, the product, the future plan. Okay, what is the mission, vision, and so on. Okay, so once the shareholders read and so on, see the price and believe that the product or the company will go uh, success in the future, so they will buy. they will buy the shares. Okay, in the beginning, the IPO price per unit is around 10 cents, 1 cent, 5 cent, and so on. They less than 1 ringgit. Okay, and then once the operation going on, okay, day by day, year by year, so the value of that unit, the price unit price will go up. Okay, from 10 cents maybe can become to 1 ringgit, maybe become to 10 ringgit, and so on. So that's the how they want to get the capital from their shareholders for the beginning of their business. So they distribute the IPO, initial public offering prospectus, in order to attract the shareholders. Okay, why the goal of a firm is to maximize the shareholder wealth? Because they want to make sure that the shareholders loyal to their company. Okay, how they want to ensure that their shareholder loyal to their company? By declaring a high dividend. This is the wealth is all about lah. Declaring the high dividend to their shareholders. Okay, let's say one shareholders acquired 10,000 unit of shares. Okay, 10,000 saham. Kan ada unit saham dekat company tu. Okay, let's say at that particular financial report, so they declare one unit 5 ringgit dividend. Okay, one unit equivalent to 5 ringgit dividend. So 5 ringgit times dengan 10,000. So equivalent to 50,000 ringgit. Kan, 50,000 ringgit. So that's dividend saja. Not not include the price per unit of the shares. Okay, if the shareholder want to sell the shares, so they also will get the high value. Okay, for that, and include the dividend. Okay, so this is also the one of the goal that the firm need to focus, which is to maximize the shareholder wealth. How they can get a high dividend? By getting a profit. Okay, how to get the profit? So they produce a good product, quality product, very competitive price. Okay, so the customer accept their product, do the marketing very well. Okay, do the aggressive marketing, especially for the beginners punya company, businesses. If you see in the prime time kan, during prime time, maksudnya pukul from 8 PM to 9 PM. Okay, during our news time kan, bulletin utama ke apa. So we can see a lot of very big company, they advertise their product ataupun dia punya iklan-iklan tu during that prime time. Okay, so dia punya bayaran dia, the fees is very high. Okay, only a certain company can afford to pay for that advertisement fees. And one way for the beginners businesses to promote their product is by advertising at that prime time. Okay, sometimes kita tak pernah tengok pun, tak pernah dengar pun nama produk tu apa kan, tiba dia muncul dekat dalam iklan TV kan. So that's the dia punya what we call not mission, strategy. That one of the strategy for that businesses to have an aggressive marketing. Okay, so that's the at the end of the day, they want to get a high profit because they want to declare a high dividend to their shareholders. Okay, so that's the goal of the firm, is to maximize the shareholder wealth. Okay, through maximizing the price of the firm common stock, through their punya high dividend announcement, and also with the reputation of their product and reputation of their business, the price of the shares will be increasing. Okay, either day by day or year by year. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, why maximization of shareholder wealth is preferred over profit maximization as the objective of firm? Okay, the firm here refer to the big company lah. Okay, the listed firm, the government linked company, under secondary market shares trading. Okay, so you can see all of the companies in Bursa Malaysia listed website. Okay, kalau ikut Bursa Malaysia ada lebih daripada 300, and then ada secondary market, ada teknologi company punya company also. Okay, so all of that company listed. Okay, So appear in that website lah, Bursa Malaysia punya website. So why they focus on maximization of shareholder wealth compared to profit maximization? Okay, the first factor is the time pattern of the return. Okay, even though a large return is expected in 20 years time, very few shareholder would wait that long to get the to get the first return for their project. Therefore, shareholder maximization is taken as an objective of firm. Fund managers must also consider the time pattern of the return. Okay, so the first factor is time. Okay, we compare with the small and medium company and also the big company. Okay, for the small and medium company, they did not care about the time as long as they can generate the profit to them. Okay, for example, they want to get a profit because they want to have a money to buy their raw materials, to buy for their workers kan. Some of the small and medium company, they have a less than 10 employees. Okay, so as long as they get profit, so they can pay for their raw materials, they can pay the salary for their employees, that's it. Okay, so they are not taking consideration on the time pattern. Daily they want to get a profit, so it's okay for them. Okay, as long as they can survive. Compared to the big company, so they want to have a future plan. They must have a vision, mission. In the 20 years time, what they want to be. Their business want to be in international level, the ASEAN level, or Southeast Asian level. Okay, so they must have a vision and mission. Okay, so they must take consideration of the time patterns. If they want to sustain in the long run, okay, so they need to focus on maximization of shareholder wealth, because from the support from their shareholders, so they will have a very strong financial position. Okay, the shareholder will inject a fund to their company, and then from that fund, they can produce a good quality product, a good marketing, advertisement, and so on, in order to establish their product into the market. Okay, either locally and internationally. So that's why they taken into consideration the time patterns of the return compared to the small and medium company, which is they did not think about 20 years akan datang kan. Yang dia tahu dia boleh survive day by day, or month by month, or year by year. Okay, that's it. If they have more profit, so they just expand. Okay, produce another product and so on. That's it. As long as they can get profit, they can pay their salary to their employees and so on. Right. The second factors why the big company focusing on maximization of shareholder wealth is because the risk involved. Okay, let's just read about this statement. If profit maximization is taken as the objective of a firm, its financial manager will look for project that offers the highest return without considering the risk that is associated with the expected return. This is for the profit maximization. Normally, the higher the return, the higher the risk involved. However, if a financial manager aims to maximizing the shareholder wealth, he will consider the risk involved, because the risk the project undertaken, the market price of the stock may be less. Okay, let's put here. Okay, you all always heard about high risk, high return. Okay, low risk, low return. Maksud dia, bila kita nak dapatkan return yang banyak, so kita kena tanggung risiko. Okay, sama juga kalau kita nak dapat return yang sikit, the risk is very less. But how about if they want to get high return and low risk? Is it possible or not? Ataupun vice versa lah. They want to get tapi jarang lah macam ni kan. Orang nak dapatkan low return, but they will take the high risk. That one is impossible lah. No company want to do that kan. Most of the company, they want to do, they want to get high return and low risk. So how they want to manage that? Is by doing analysis, the risk, credit risk management. They do the market risk survey. Okay, they will do the analysis, assessment, all of the debt, all of the investment that they plan to do. Okay, If you look at the small and medium company, for example, macam kita tengok sekarang ni lah the real condition right now. Okay, nowadays is this month is fasting month kan, Ramadan. Okay, I believe you all go to the bazar Ramadan yang niaga kecil-kecilan kan, murtabak, air ke ataupun anything lah, food punya product. Did you think that the business owner use the risk analysis before they run their business? It's impossible lah kan, because there's just a small company. Okay, compare to the bigger company. Usually on the business, they must have the they must know how to manage the human resource. Okay, pekerja. And another one thing, important thing, they must know how to manage their account. Okay, tak kisahlah yang small ke yang the big company. Okay, at least two important department must have, ataupun two important knowledge that they must have, which is human resource, how they want to manage their employee, and how they want to manage their account, their finance, their money. Okay, duit keluar masuk kan, duit berapa banyak duit keluar, and then during their business transaction, how much they earn at that day. Okay, that the two basic expert ataupun knowledge that they must know. Okay, compared to the bigger company, the one knowledge that they must have in their department, lalu you all dengar human resource department, finance department or account department, and then they have a operation department, technical department or maintenance department. One of the important department for the bigger company they must have is risk department. Okay, from that risk department, so they do the analysis part. Okay, in terms of their property markets, in terms of the currency, in terms of the inflation, in terms of the economy, macroeconomy, macro, and so on. Okay, so they will have a risk, because they will have a risk department. They do the analysis all of related to the risk. Because what? Because they want to ensure that their company, their businesses, everything that they involve, for example, debt, loan, or borrow from financial institution. Okay, that is in terms of credit lah. Another one thing is investment. Okay, so these two major finance process activities, they before they decide either they want to involve on the loan or they want to involve investment, the risk is lesser. Okay, because they want to manage that. If they did not take a look on the risk, it's very dangerous for them. Okay, for example, they did not take emphasize on the risk of the certain investment. Let's say they put their money 1 million to invest on that certain investment. Okay, after 5 or 10 years, still no return for them. So it's very risky, because if they want to have a very financial constraint, they want to use the money, it's very risky. They will incur loss to their company. Same goes to the loan. If they want to take a loan from financial institution, they must consider how much the interest rate given by the financial institution, either lesser or moderate. Okay, they did not take a loan from the financial institution, give the higher interest rate, because the one that will commit every month to pay the installment is themselves. Okay, maybe the financial institution give a certain package lah to them. If you take our loan, so you will give I will give you certain service. Okay, maybe as a priority customer and so on. But they must consider on the interest rate. That's the most important thing. Okay, because from the interest rate, it will show their installment amount. Okay, for the company to commit every month. So that's the second factors that they need to consider, which is risk. Okay, so that's that's how they why maximization or shareholder wealth is preferred over profit maximization, because of risk. And the third one is dividend policy. Okay, firm which aim only to maximize the profit will never pay dividend. Okay, for example, we take a look on the small and medium company ataupun small and medium businesses. Okay, macam warung-warung kat Bazar Ramadan, warung dekat kedai-kedai jual goreng pisang, kedai makan ataupun restoran kan. Okay, most of their daily activity business, they want to get a profit in order to have a money to pay or to buy their raw material for the next day punya businesses, and then they want to pay their salary to their employees. They did not think about dividend. Okay, but for the bigger company, they must the most important thing is they want to declare a high dividend because they want to distribute to their shareholders. Why they need to declare a high dividend? Because they want to ensure that their shareholders loyal to their company. Okay, let's say at that particular years, the dividend is very low. It's not expected by their shareholders. Of course, their shareholder will sell all of the shares and go to the other company which can give a high dividend to them. Okay, because all of the shareholders, their purpose is to get the return, to get the profit ataupun to at the end of the day to increase their value of money kan. That's the purpose of investment or investor. Okay, so they will go to other company. So if they go to other company, so your company will have a lack of capital. Okay, and then the reputation also will be dropped. Okay, let's look at the case of AirAsia. AirAsia during the COVID-19 case come to our country 2 years back kan, tahun 2020, 2020. Okay, the share price is dropped because what? Because their business cannot run smoothly. Okay, all of the borders closed. Okay, the international tourists cannot come to Malaysia. Our locals citizen cannot go out overseas. Okay, to travel because all of the international borders locked down kan. Okay, so their plane cannot fly, and then their business also going down lah. Okay, and one way they want to maintain their shareholders, they keep declare their dividend. Okay, even though they incurred a loss for their company. Okay, you boleh baca dia punya report, financial report. Even though they declare billion or million losses at that particular years, at their balance sheet or income statement, they still declare their dividend to their shareholders. Because what? Because they want to maintain their shareholders from go to somewhere company, some else lah. Maksud dia tak nak biar dia punya shareholders pergi kat company lain. And now if you read Tony Fernandez, they focus on other nature of business. Okay, they did not focus specifically for flight ataupun penerbangan kan, airlines. They focus sekarang macam what we call gig industry punya business. Okay, contoh macam Grab lah, Grab, Food Panda tu kan, dia dah fokus kat situ. Maybe they believe that in the future that business will be long lasting. Okay, because the demand, because the customer need that businesses, okay, in the market. Right. So that's the example lah. But in terms of dividend, the big company, they must prioritize. They want to generate more profit because they want to declare a high dividend to their shareholders. So that's the third factors why why maximization of shareholder wealth is preferred over profit maximization. Okay, so you just imagine, you just compare between the small and medium company to the bigger company. So the three factors which is in the final question always appear this question, this type of question. Okay, why company would like to maximization of shareholder wealth compared to profit maximization? So you must remember lah, the time, risk, and also dividend. Three main important point. Okay, let's go to the next slide. Okay, the function of financial manager. Okay, so all of this calculation through this subject, financial analysis, at the end of the calculation process, you want to make a decision. So you must put yourself as a financial manager. Okay, so let's say lah you working at one company. Okay, you as a financial manager. Okay, what are your all of your decision maker? You need to based on calculation, based on the feedback, based on the outcome from your assessment, from your analysis. Okay, that's the general one lah. But for the more specific, the function of financial manager is first performing financial analysis. Excuse me. Okay, performing financial analysis, a financial manager must be able to transform financial data into a form that can be used to monitor the firm financial condition. The most easiest way to performing financial analysis is to convert all of the figures to the ratio. Okay, I believe you all already learned about ratio kan, financial ratio, liability ratio, debt to equity ratio, asset to equity ratio, and so on. Okay, most of that, all of that ratio, they must have their objective. Why you need to calculate that ratio? Because you want to identify, you want to analyze what is this just indicator. Okay, if this amount, what is the meaning? Okay, for example, liquidity ratio is the highest liquidity ratio means that the company can convert their assets to the cash easily. Okay, or they can convert their investment to cash very easily and very fast. So that's mean of the liquidity ratio. Same goes to other financial ratio, profitability ratio, debt to equity ratio, and so on. So why they need to perform financial analysis? Because they want to compare between last year, previous year punya financial performance and this year financial performance, which one is better? Because they want to plan for their future. So that's the most important thing. They want to perform a financial analysis. And then that's the reason lah, financial forecasting and planning. They want to plan for their future. Okay, let's say now is 2022. In order to plan for 2023, they need to know the previous year performance, this year performance, in order to plan for their next year performance. How they want to do the next year or future performance, forecasting and planning based on the data lah, based on the figures. For example, last year 2021, from January to June, our some of the business is still locked kan, still closed. Okay, only as essential services can open. Okay, and June and onwards, they already open all of the sectors, business sector. Okay, let's say 2021, their assets, for example lah, kita just ambil semua figure ataupun the accurate figure lah, 10 million. Asset last year 10 million. Asset this year 15 million. Kan, 15 million. Okay, let's say last year profit is around 2 million. Okay, assets 2 million, profit 2 million. Okay, so what they plan for this year? This year asset is 15 million. Of course, the profit will be more than 2 million kan. So that's how they want to do their planning for their future. Okay, so let's say they target this year profit is 5 million. Let's say their target for this year. Okay, so for future, of course they will target more. Okay, from 5 million they will target 10 million because all of the borders already open. Our government also announced the endemic. Okay, since 1st April 2022, okay, so we can go out kan from our country very easy. Okay, at least you need to have a passport lah, and you need to have a cash kan kalau kita nak go to overseas. Same goes to the tourists. Tourists can come to our country, they can spend a lot. Okay, so if they spend to our country, so the potential of that business will grow is bigger. Okay, so they can project or they can forecast at the next year punya profit will increase. Okay, So yang ni semua company dia akan buat macam tu lah. Dia buat performing financial analysis and then forecasting for their future planning and so on. And the last one is, and not the last one lah, and the next function is financing decision. Financing is refer to the loan, credit. Financing, pinjaman pinjaman. Dia bukan investment, dia berkaitan dengan dia tak cukup duit, dia pinjam pada somebody else. Okay, investment, financial institution. Either they borrow from the bank or they borrow from their shareholders. Okay, so before they decide either they want to involve on that financing or not, say they must do a in-depth analysis. Okay, in terms of interest rate, in terms of the cost, how much they need to pay every month, how much the financial institution can give to them, the loan, the total loan, either they need to pay the fees, pay the additional maintenance cost or something like that lah, the extra cost to the financial institution. So they must evaluate each of the alternative given. Okay, for example, the financial institution, of course we have a commercial bank, Islamic bank. Okay, commercial bank we have Maybank, public bank, CIMB. They must go all of the alternative, go to the all of the financial institution, then they must choose the best interest rate, the best package to them. Okay, so that's the most important thing lah before they do the financing decision. Beside that, investment decision. Let's say if the company have a surplus fund, they have an extra fund, they want to grow their extra fund more higher kan, ataupun dia nak increase more dia punya value tu, so they do the investment. Before they do the investment, they need to calculate lah how much the risk involved, okay, what the return that the investment can give to them, okay, and so on, based on their all of their resources and based on their investment package from that investor, right? And the last one is asset management decision. Asset is include the properties, include the employees, include of all of the equipment, factory, car, lorry, truck, and so on lah. All of the asset. Let's say the company want to open a new branch. Okay, so they must take a look. Either their company capable to open a new branch, or they want to shut down their other branch from other states. Okay, for example, they want to focus in the city area, Selangor, KL, Kuala Lumpur, Johor, Melaka, Pulau Pinang. Okay, they want to focus on that area compared to the rural area. Okay, rural area macam pedalaman lah kan, kawasan yang kurang lack of customer. So maybe they want to focus on the city area because they want to make fully utilize on their product competitiveness at that area, right? So that's asset management decision. All of this function you will learn, okay, on this the other chapter on this subject. Okay, you will learn about the risk and return, okay, how to calculate the risk, how to calculate the return, the capital budgeting to do the investment, okay, then the cost of capital, you want to do a financing, how much involved, the cost involved, the interest rate, and what is the value to that financing to their company. Okay, so that's the for your information lah. All of this function, okay, you will learn the process in this in our next chapter and so on. Okay. Okay, this is the other information that you also need to know. Okay, definition of financial market. Financial market is the institution lah. What is the involved ataupun when the words market. Okay, market kalau kita tahu pasar lah kan. Market is something like place that do the trading ataupun transaction. Okay, for financial market is the place or the institution that do the buy and selling of the financial asset. For example, the investment product or the financing product. Okay, for example, financial asset, bond, equities, and derivative. Okay, for financial market, they can divide into two. Okay, one is a money market. Money market is a short term punya trading, short term. Capital market is a long term trading. Okay, so let's go to what is money market and capital market. Dia punya tekak ni memang tak selesa, macam batuk kering. And then bila batuk tu puasa tak boleh minum air kan, so sentiasa macam nak batuk lagi kan, sampai nafas pun macam tak cukup.
Okay, wait soon doktor.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully you all pun kalau boleh, yang mana tak kena lagi COVID tu, kau boleh elak lah, jagalah apa kita punya pakai face mask kan, sanitize kan, so on lah. Okay, let's go to this topic. Money market is a financial market to raise a short-term financing, okay, ataupun short-term instrument or investment, okay, with high liquidity are being traded. When we say short-term, so dia punya liquidity must be high because they want to convert cash easily, short-term. Okay, example, treasury bills, commercial papers and bankers acceptance. Okay, this is the example lah. For money market is a short term. So just bear in your mind lah. Kalau money market ni short term dia punya liquidity must be high liquidity because they can convert to cash easily. Okay, short term usually less than 3 years lah. Okay, contoh paling mudah kalau bukan berkaitan ni lah, unit trust. Okay, unit trust, ASB. Okay, you all kalau ada USB is one of the unit trust. Okay, if you want to buat redemption, let's say you have 500 ringgit dalam account USB tu kan, you want to make a redemption, you can go visit any post office ataupun pergi Maybank, CIMB, RHB, ataupun you can do online. Okay, boleh buat online melalui Amanah Saham Nasional Berhad punya apps. Okay, you boleh buat online untuk buat redemption. Kalau pergi branch, you can get on the spot lah. Tapi kalau you buat online, the next working day you can get your money back. Okay, so it's a short term. You can get your money back easily and fast. Okay. In term of capital market, it is a long term punya trading. Capital market is a financial market for buying and selling of a long term debt and equity securities. This market can be divided into primary and secondary market. Okay, before we go further on this primary and secondary market, okay, capital market is a long term, more than 3 years punya investment. Okay, contoh yang paling dekat dengan kita, properties lah. Properties, if you buy the properties now, you cannot simply sell the properties next month. It's very difficult. Okay, because you want to find the valuer, you want to find your legal team. Okay, because they need to have a certain documentation, and then you need to get your buyer. It's not easy to buy your properties because it's not very cheap. Properties, I think the yang paling murah pun kita boleh dapat 40 to 60 kan. That one pun low cost punya housing properties. Kalau you have a terrace house, okay, terrace tingkat lah katakanlah, single terrace house, the minimum price that you can sell 150 kan, tu paling murah lah. Selalunya memang more than 200,000. Okay, so a buyer, if they want to buy a house, they must take a loan. Jarang lah orang beli rumah bayar cash, sebab jarang, melainkan dia memang jutawan lah kan, gaji dia satu bulan 1 juta kan, contoh for example. Tapi income tax akan kejar lah kalau kita beli kereta ataupun beli rumah cash kan, income tax LHDN dia akan kejar kita. Usually people buy a property by taking a loan because it's not something like afford to pay by cash. Okay, so we need to have some capital from other financial institution to buy for that the house to for ourselves, on behalf of ourselves. Okay, so that's the capital market. Example, property. So it take a long time. If you want to involve on the property investment, you must have a very huge capital. Okay, very huge capital, because you need to sustain a long time, okay, before you get the return. Okay, so let's go to the primary and secondary market. Okay, primary market is the first time primary, first time lah, ataupun keyword dia macam tadi, contoh the prime time, prime time our bulletin utama kat TV3 kan, pukul 8 hingga pukul 9, that's the prime time lah kalau ikutkan. Most of the news is come very first time lah, unless yang berita dah ada aktiviti tu waktu pagi kan, kita ada bulletin 1:30 punya news kan. So kan sometimes kalau Astro awal ni lagi tiap jam ada kan, every 1 hour ada news. But for most of the channel RTM 1, RTM 2 and TV3, so they will issue a news during that prime time. Okay, bulletin utama contoh. And then when we say prime is something like exclusive. Okay, first time we heard. Okay, so same goes to the primary market. So it deals with a new issue of securities that involve the issuer and the investor. Okay, just now at the beginning of the class tadi saya ada bagi tahu, if the business they want to start up their business, okay, this is for the bigger company lah, they want to get a fund or capital from their shareholders, so they introduce initial public offering, okay, IPO by prospectors kan. Prospector tu have anything all of the details of their company, their product, their plan, their future plan, vision, mission and so on lah, to attract the investor to buy their shares. So that IPO is the primary market. Okay, the security are considered new as it is the first time issued to the public. Okay, or named as the initial public offering, IPO. Okay, so that's the most I think the easiest way lah, example that you can show to the primary market, IPO. Okay, IPO is the example of the primary market. This is the first time deals in the market. Okay, once we talk about secondary market, sama juga macam second hand. Okay, second hand already buy and sell. Okay, we buy the car and then we sold the car and another buyer buy that car kan, contoh. So bila another buyer buy that car, it called second hand car lah. Okay, same goes to this secondary market. After a security has been issued in the primary market, contoh macam IPO just now, IPO already offered into the market and then the investor buy that IPO. Okay, let's say the price of going up. Okay, after 2 years the price going up from 10 cents now become 10 ringgit. Kan, satu unit dah jadi 1000% kan, increasing 1000%, 1000% increase. Okay, so from 10 cents to from 10 cents to 10 ringgit. Okay, apa lagi kan, dah dapat 10 ringgit, so dia jual lah shares tu kan. So when they sell the shares and another investor buy that shares, so it called the secondary market. Okay, the investor might decide to dispose or sell the shares that he or she had bought earlier. Ni masa initial public offering tadi lah. And then the investor may now approach his stockbroker and request for the disposal. Maksud dia yang ni menggunakan agent lah, okay, untuk jual dia punya shares. The stockbroker then sell the security to the other interested investor in the secondary market. Okay, secondary market is a place. Bila ada investor yang beli that IPO yang dah dijual tadi, so dinamakan secondary market. Alright, so ada information, ni just yang ni just general lah. Advantage of financial institution. Financial institution ni including bank, commercial bank, Islamic bank and also the other financial institution. KWSP, we have Perkeso, we have Bursa Malaysia, apa lagi? Kita ada Amanah Saham Bumi Putra, Pemodalan Nasional Berhad. Okay, what are the advantage of that financial institution? That financial institution to the financial market. Apa dia punya benefit? First, reducing the time and cost of transferring fund. Okay, for example lah, if back on the last 5 or 10 years, if you want to do the transaction, you need to go to the branch kan. Okay, nowadays you can do online, so it can save a lot of time. Okay, and also the cost, travelling cost, parking cost, toll, and so on. Okay, if we do the transaction by online, so maybe it just take 1 or 2 minutes to complete the transaction. And some of the transaction, no fees, free of charge. Okay, so you can save a lot of money to yourself. So that's the advantage of financial institution, because the financial institution every day they want to upgrade, they want to improve themselves. Okay, for example macam bank lah, macam sekarang ni kita ada traditional bank kan. After this, Bank Negara Malaysia will announce a digital bank. Digital bank ni is player lah from bank, and also they combine with the macam Grab, Touch and Go e-wallet. Okay, apa lagi ada? Anything lah yang jenis macam e-wallet punya platform tu, dia akan combine dengan bank untuk ditubuhkan digital bank. Dalam masa terdekat nanti Bank Negara Malaysia kita akan announce ada 5 license will be distribute to come up with digital bank. That's the, I think it's challenge lah for all of the diploma in banking student. How you want to get the job if all of the bank use digital kan, online, semua online. Nak pergi masuk duit tak perlu pergi branch, tak perlu pergi counter kan, semua masuk kat machine. Semua pekerja-pekerja dekat bank sekarang pakai machine kan. So how you want to develop yourself? Okay, of course you need to upgrade yourself in term of soft skill. Okay, pandai buat apps ke, pandai buat marketing, you pandai buat website ke, and so on. So that's the other thing lah, the knowledge. Okay, so another benefit for the financial institution in the market is they can reduce the risk versus by the investor and savers. Okay, of course they want to reduce the risk by using the analysis software and so on. Okay, some apps ataupun some software they already provide the risk and return, the projected risk and return for each of the investment. So it's very easy for the investor to take a look. Okay, kalau I invest this one, berapa banyak risk, berapa banyak return I akan dapatkan. Dia automatic dah calculate siap-siap berdasarkan tahun, berdasarkan amount, and berdasarkan external factors. Okay, so that's the for your knowledge this part. Alright, that's it for chapter 1. Okay, next class ataupun you all nak buat tutorial waktu weekend ke ataupun nak buat waktu next class? Tutorial untuk chapter 1. Kalau waktu weekend nanti saya akan create dalam U-Futures, then you just buat waktu free, and then you just submit. Bila dah complete you just submit accordingly lah. I bagi masa sampai hari Ahad ni. Boleh ke untuk completekan you punya tutorial 1 untuk chapter 1? Hello?
Boleh sir.
Boleh sir.
Yeah. Ada juga ada kelas saya buat waktu contoh macam 2 hours class ataupun 1 hour class, so I ask them to do within that 1 hour lah. But for this class, because kita dah miss 1 class last week kan, so I just later I will create a tutorial question in your U-Future, and then you just answer and after complete you just submit accordingly lah in the U-Future platform. Okay, I will give a deadline until this coming Sunday lah. Okay, at least you have during your free time you can answer the question. Very straightforward. You can just answer the question based on the slide. Okay, based on you punya thinking of the box sikit lah. Alright. So sorry I take 3 minutes 3 minutes already over from the actual time. So I would like to end up our class today.